Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name's Emily. If you're new here, I just wanted to give a little quick July kind of wrap up, show what my plans were, what did happen, what didn't happen, and what we're going to do moving forward now that we're in August. There were some pretty big changes in July right off the bat. The first being morning time. I quickly realized that I had way too many things planned for morning time, so I cut back significantly and I'm focusing on map work, discovery deck question from the Waldock Way, memory verses, memory work that I want to do. We were doing a poem book, the Bible, a Bible time, and then whatever thing we're studying, so like, art study, hymn study, whatever we're doing each day. So that's worked out pretty well, and I'm going to, moving forward, just keep doing that. Switch out the poem book for August, but I'll get into that in a little bit. So what were some really good hits for July? The first is my 8th grader, his IEW writing. This has been amazing. It's really taught him how to take notes and then how to write a paragraph summarizing, what he read. He has done so well with this. I've been so impressed with the paragraphs he's come up with, and this has been a huge hit. This also has some literature, so we've been reading Calico Captive along with it. I really like this book. I'm not sure if my son does, but he tolerates it. I think it's better because this is based on true events. It makes it easier for him to digest. This is the read aloud that I do with him as well, so he's not reading it completely on his own. I am reading this to him, and that makes it easier for him too. Okay, another hit was level 1, Apology in Math. I was using Math with Confidence, and he was doing great with it at the end of last year when we started it, but I don't know, he just kind of stopped wanting to do it. I think it's really made him fall in love with math again. We haven't played too many of the games, but we did play one and he was very much into it. Two other big changes that occurred was I took my 8th grader, we were using Christian Light Education for reading and language arts, and that was not working for either one of us. I made an entirely different video about that. If you guys want to check that out, I'll link it below. But we ended up switching to master books, and this has been a lifesaver. He's only a couple lessons into it, so we just, recently switched over, but it's been a really good change. So this he's able to get done and do on his own, and he's actually doing really well with it. It's good. For science this year, I was going to do the body book. Basically, it goes over each part of the body, and you make a little lap book, and I'm gonna do this with both of my boys. However, my 8th grader expressed that he didn't want to do this. He just wanted to finish his chemistry book shark, which I thought that's fine because he'd only done like 10 weeks worth of lessons. So I was like, yeah, of course, let's get our money's worth out of it. So he wanted to finish that. So I decided, okay, well, I don't really have anything for my 1st grader to do. So I just ended up just picking up this Evan Moore Science, and we've been going through that. My son, he really loves space right now, and they have a whole section on space, so we've just been kind of working through that. And recently, with it being Shark Week last week, he expressed interest in some sharks, so I had this book lying around, and then one of the discovery decks I got from the Waldock Way is all about sharks, so I'm planning to just pair that with this book, and then also a couple notebooking pages that I found. And I'm just gonna kind of make a little unit study, a little shark unit study, let it last however long he wants to last. And then I can just fall back on this and we can just keep rolling with this. Moving forward with all the changes included, we're doing new science, we're doing new language arts, we're doing new math. Everything seems to be in place for the school year. However, I am changing one more thing this month, and that is our history. Now for history, in July, we were doing a unit study. I just kind of took this Who Was King Tut book. I just read like a chapter each time because we only do history 2 times a week. So I just read through a chapter each day that we did history, and then I did the Patty Fernandez Artist, where she teaches you how to draw, and we just drew like some mummies, and they just notebooked what they learned, which was great. And then I watched a video from the Homeschool Files, and she was talking about how history needs to be chronological, especially for little kids, and that they need a timeline. Now, I had plans to make a timeline this year. I just didn't really want to, because of the simple fact that we're going to be moving and I don't want it to get like ruined or misplaced or anything. But I said, you know, it's not a big deal if it gets ruined or whatever. We can just make another one when we get there. But I'd rather at least start it now. That way I can work through it with them. So this is the new plan for history. I have all of these Story of the World books. So we're just going to start, my older son and my younger son, both of them, we're just going to start in ancient times. We're going to make our timeline. We're going to do our timeline on the wall, and we are going to go through this. I asked ChatGPT what like hands-on activities I can also do with this. So I have this, I have some coloring sheets. So we're just going to do this. We're going to start from the beginning and go through all of Story of the World. I'm excited to solidify this because the way the Homeschool Files talked, she really emphasized like chronological. And I definitely see her point. Like that's how classical education is done. You start at the beginning and you go through up into modern times, and they repeat this for like 3 or 4 cycles. So that's my plan with my younger son for right now. Also, we were reading poetry by Shel Silverstein, Where the Sidewalk Ends. I'm going to actually, in place of that, read this Greek myth. So every day I'll just like read a page and we will go from there. I think it's mostly I'm getting kind of bored with the poetry, and I just want to mix it up and incorporate, you know, some ancient Greek myths, since we're doing ancient times. And this is perfect. Really, this is just about me utilizing what I already have on my bookshelves and actually using it instead of just like letting it sit there and be like, oh, I will do this one day. So I've decided that one day is now, that one day is this year. If it doesn't, you know, serve me, then it's basically in a pile on my floor right now. It's going to be donated. So that is the plan moving forward. I don't think much will change going forward. I hope not anyways. I feel like everything is at a good pace and we've solidified a lot of things. Leave a comment down below and let me know what your hits and your misses were for July, or if you even started in July. And I will see you guys in the next video.